What's up, guys? Welcome to Shay's World. I am your girl, Shay, and we are back talking traders. I hope you didn't miss us. I have my lovely co hosts.
Your boy Malik, right here, ready to trade.
All right, so I know we missed last week's, well, was it? Yeah, last week's episode 4, which was a really big one and a good one. Um, oh, uh, so we just watched the new episodes. We're gonna run through the last one really, really quick. It wasn't much to talk about other than I say let's do something a little different. How do you feel? Like, let's just jump straight into it. Do you feel like
I
Rob
mean, thank
is
you, y'all.
justified
I'm
in
cold.
his move against Bob the Drag Queen, or do you not?
Of course not. Obviously not. That was my winner, you know? That was my winner pick.
Take your
So,
feelings out of it and consider all the facts.
wait a minute, y'all. As you can see, I'm going through it. So, hold on, give me a second.
I am too.
Boston Rob, forget you, okay? I cannot believe. Now, look, for context, Bob did kind of, sort of, in a way, in parentheses, but not really, but did definitely throw Rob's name out there by saying it could be one of the three guys. I don't think that was a good idea, knowing that Rob is a traitor.
Mhm.
Um, However, when Rob was confronted, we do actually think back on it and learn that Bob never truly said Rob's name. He just kind of threw the three out there. So, I mean, I do think that Rob, I do hate that he got rid of Bob, but I think that Rob felt attacked in that moment, and you know when Rob feels attacked, girl, he's gonna get you harder. So I think that's what he did. Unfortunately, Bob just had to be at the other end.
Yeah, I think it was inevitable. The move was inevitable. I don't think it should have came as quick as it came. Um, but yes, if I Bob the Drag Queen saying, we have to keep our eyes on the three newbies when nobody had been talking about them. Like there was no spotlight on any of them. So it was like, why did you even have to say that? You could have just kept throwing dirt on Sierra and Nikki or anybody else, but like to just say that, it was just like, okay, are you taking a shot or are you not?
Hmm.
And I mean, you already kind of suspect, so it's like, let me go ahead and pull the trigger. And a showdown is what they had. It was a showdown.
Nasty,
Um,
nasty. Some words were said,
mhm.
some things were told, some accusations were brought up. It was a nasty roundtable. It was great for TV
It
though.
was great for TV. I was like, okay, this is Traitors. Like this
Was
is
it
what we're
even
gonna
anybody
bring.
else? Oh, they also brought up Nikki's name too at that roundtable.
Yes. So
A
at the
lot.
same time that so they this Bob the drag queen came for Boston Rob at the challenge or the mission, excuse me, the mission. Back at the house, you have Wes rallying votes to go against Nikki. And then you have Rob pulling the trigger on
But
Bob the drag queen. So
mhm.
you had two different power plays being done at the same time. So the votes were split, which we're going into the roundtable, the votes were split. But of course, after the big showdown, you know, the votes
Lean towards
more
Bob.
votes went in Bob the drag queen's favor than it did Nikki because there were still votes that went on Nikki. Um,
Not his favorite.
not yeah, not.
Not their favorite.
Whew, that was it was a
A hard
very
one.
intense
Mind
episode.
you, so Danielle and Carolyn both had to vote for him. To vote for them, excuse me. Danielle was heartbroken. She did not want to do it.
She
I feel
did.
so bad for her. And
She
when
was
they got
doing
that,
real bad acting.
you said, huh?
She is killing me with her acting, and we're gonna get on Danielle. I don't know. She is annoying me. She's pissing me off. Um, And I'm like, can y'all discover her and banish her, please? Already,
No,
like, I thought I was gonna want her on my TV, but banish her.
no, I think she's doing great as a TV personality, but she's doing a hot mess as a traitor.
She's
Eh,
horrible as a traitor. Horrible as a traitor. And this was before Boston Rob came in the freaking traitor circle. She was doing horrible. She was doing very bad acting.
okay.
Even for a B movie. So we lost Jeremy in episode 3. I was salty about that because I'm like,
Oh
we're
yes.
losing survivor after survivor. We've lost Tony. Now we've lost Jeremy. I don't really like that. And I hate that Carolyn is not speaking up more and forcing them to listen to her. Because it's like, if y'all listen to me, we probably could really rock some stuff. We could really make some things happen because she is the one that is so far going completely undetected, people.
Right.
Like, listen to her. And they're not. And so now we only have 2 survivors left. The 2 survivors that we have, I just glitched. Sorry. The 2 survivors that we have left, they're freaking traitors. I'm still glitching.
You okay?
I
You're
don't
not
know
feeling
what's.
good, huh? You got
I'm
a computer
changing my.
virus.
I don't know. So yeah, I'm just
Okay.
let's get and move into episode 4. Just came out, fresh watch. It was a good, intense one. What you think? What were your overall thoughts? I was.
Of this most recent episode, it was pretty good. I think that this episode was pretty dependent on the last episode
Mhm.
in terms of there were a lot of storylines that overflowed into this episode, and that kind of got to see wrap up or get a little more complex. Um, I think this was a really good episode. I think the roundtable was kind of nice, kind of nasty. The murder was. Were you expecting them to get rid of Robin?
Um, no. So no, I was not expecting them to get rid of Robin. Actually, I was thinking they were gonna go with Sam because I mean, just like if they're going on the logic of Robin doesn't have any sus on her, Sam doesn't have any sus on him either, really.
Yeah,
Um,
but Robin did have. If you remember, like the first, second episode, some people were actually putting Robin's name out there.
yeah,
So
but at the moment, she didn't have any sus on her though.
yeah,
At the moment that they were killing her. So I don't know. I don't think I'm with Carolyn. I don't think they should have went back up the, back to the housewives train on murdering because at this point y'all are only murdering women.
didn't they kill Jeremy?
They're murder well, yeah, they murdered Jeremy, but
But only
everybody
one
else
man
are
and all
women,
other
you know what
women.
I'm saying? Um but I think that but then they've only been banishing males kind of sort of until tonight. So I don't
I'm
know.
screaming.
This is still
Guys
new.
get banished, girls get murdered.
Yeah. I guess if you look at it from their perspective, I guess it's kind of much still the same. Anywho, so we have breakfast and let's see. Was there any really chitter chatter that made anybody nervous per se?
I think that um, what is Efron's first name?
Huh?
Dylan.
Dylan.
Is it Dylan?
Hmm.
Dylan and Danielle had a very light conversation about Carolyn, and we're gonna
Oh,
get to it
that is
later.
where they had the conversation about Carolyn. Okay, because I was
Sister girl took that and ran. Well, basically when Carolyn came in, she was out of breath, she was all disheveled and everything, and so everybody was pointing it out. And Dylan was like, Carolyn is a hot mess. And I forgot what Danielle said back to him, but basically that was just brought up. So I think that Danielle kept that in the back of her mind for later reasons. But aside from that, I don't really remember anything else from the from
Breakfast
breakfast.
conversations.
Yeah.
I think things kind of started in the car on the way to the mission where Rob told Nikki that Bob the drag queen had bought up voting for her. Guys, I'm sorry if I sound like a man.
Oh my god.
I just realized what my voice sounds like. So as you can see, we both are on the sick and shut in list. He has to cut off his mic. Um, I'm recovering from the flu. Still on meds though. But um, tonight's episode was good. We were behind. So it's like, let's just jump on in and knock it out. Push through, baby. Push through. Push through. All right.
I held it in. I got it. I got it.
It's cool. It's called editing. This just means I'm going to have to actually watch the video.
Okay.
Snow
Yikes.
telling, snow telling what I really be leaving in these videos.
Girl.
Anywho. All right. So, shit.
On the way to the challenge.
So on the way to the challenge, we have Boston Rob telling he's in the car with Nikki Chriselle, and he tells Nikki that Bob the drag queen had floated around her name the night before. So that was a little, you
That
know,
Bob had floated Nikki's name around.
before
Mm,
he was voted out,
mm.
that he was thinking of voting for Nikki. And so then I'm trying to think. I don't think that was really all the car conversations, but that one really mattered. So then we get to the challenge. It's another, they're at the chapel, but instead of all of the masked people that they have to like go up to this time, there's a bunch of gold little pots or whatever. And there's this line. You have to be the first person over it. Once you're over it, you get 20 seconds to find the answer, smash it. If it's gold, you get $2,500. If not, you go sit down. But if it's gold, then they have these two things for shields. You get to put a picture up there. Of course, you don't want to go first because then your name's gonna, interchange. Yada 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 yada. So, boom. Let's get into this challenge. I don't have everybody who I want. We only focusing on Danielle right now.
Because she came in with the plot. First of all, this is where she took the initiative to begin her plan against Carolyn. Um,
How? How was anything that she did at this challenge was her initiative towards Carolyn?
I'm gonna tell you. This challenge wasn't, but her idea, her plan of banish Carolyn, it was enacted in this moment.
Okay.
So I just thought about this. So Rob is hearing that his name is up and about or whatever, right? So he pulls Wes to the side and he's like, "Hey, I heard you brought up my name. Is that true?" And Wes is like, "No,
Was this before the challenge or after the challenge?
I think so because no, I'm sorry, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a different conversation. Rob and Carolyn. Rob pulled Carolyn to the side, and Carolyn was like shook, and she was like, "Girl, I'm nervous," and he was like, "You ain't gotta worry about it. It's me and you, girl." Blah 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 blah. And so then Carolyn pulled Danielle to the side, and Carolyn was like, "Yeah, he just keeps on telling me that he's not going to backstab me, that we're good, this, that, and the other." And upon telling Danielle this, she feels like those two have made a survivor final within the traitor circles, which basically leaves her out. And so, for some reason, instead of going for Rob, she wants to go for Carolyn. So that's what happened before they went to the. I remember because I said, "What?"
Okay. Okay. I mean, I can see how she can think that
Carolyn?
you would go for Carolyn to because you can't go for Rob right out.
Yes, you
So
can.
I mean, you can, but she'll lose. I mean, she'll
No
lose.
shade. I'm not gonna lie. If I was in there, if I was in that round table, I had the same thoughts that Wes had. If they had brought it up at tonight at this round table, I would have been right there saying, "Rob, I'm voting for you because I just don't believe you." The way you were just that confident, there's no way you did not know that Bob was not a traitor. So I've got to vote you because that just gives traitor. Like I would have been on that man's butt. I'm not gonna cap.
Well, I mean, somebody was on his butt a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. If it
Bob
wasn't me.
Barker. Yeah, Bob Barker was on his butt a little bit. Kind of
He
similar.
was. He was.
Um, okay, so cool. Back to the challenge. With the very first person that that won, got something right. They put their own picture up on the board and was like, "Can I understand if everybody else does the same?" So at that point, that's the strategy that everybody's going with, okay?
Hmm. As a faithful,
As a
smart.
people, that's what you do. In order to not piss anybody off or ruffle any feathers, you just use your own. So Danielle gets one right, and she goes, "Well, I'm tired of housewives going home. So I'm going to save a housewife." And she is going to put Dolores' picture up there. But she is going to cut the big brother player in the house
She takes Derek picture down and puts Dolores's up
and
there.
say, "I begged you for a shield and you didn't give me one."
But Gad, so she goes up there again. She gets it right. She takes Derek picture. It says, "You owe me one." Lady, I don't owe you nothing. You owe me by putting my freaking picture back up there on the wall. Because nobody told you to take it down to begin with.
Like, so did she win 3 times?
I don't know. I lost count. But I know she had to go up there at least twice. I don't remember how.
She, whatever way it was, the dilemma was putting Derek up there, but Dolores was still there. So that means somebody else had to come down. Dolores straight up calls her out. So are you not afraid of getting murdered? Like, hello, ma'am, this is your second time going up there. The second time, you should have put your own freaking picture up there. Point blank, period. Like, what are you doing?
I
Carolyn's
think
calling
she's
it
trying to
out.
play. I think she's trying to play this like this faithful. I just want to make sure that you're okay. It's just not working.
No,
It's not
even all
working.
the faithfuls are playing selfish. So what the hell? That's not gonna get you anywhere. Derek
Okay.
just last game was giving away fucking helping everybody with their statues last episode, but you see he's fighting for a damn shield this time.
Talking about
Like,
you owe me.
man,
Girl, I would have snatched my picture out
what
her
are you
hand.
doing? Like, ma'am, the suspicion is your name is floating around. Little do you know, like Jeremy floated your name before he left. So calm down, sis. Like, do yourself a favor because you're not doing yourself any favors, and you're making it
At
very
all.
easy for if there's heat on you at the round table. You're making it easy for Rob and Carolyn to have to vote for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you're making it easy for you to have two more votes your way. Like, oh, she irritated me,
I
man.
know that everybody is like, Carolyn can't handle it. She's seeming to be handling it a lot better than, well, a lot better than Danielle. I won't say better than Bob or Rob. Um, but she's handling it a lot better than a lot of people are giving her credit for. Um, so really big props to her because she was the one name that hasn't been floating around for real
Seriously.
at all.
Um, well, her name just came up, but it's like she couldn't be one because she's
Because
still
of her
all
teammate,
we would have caught it by now. When
right?
really she is one and she is all over the place, and this is just her, but she's playing you up to the 10th degree, and this is just it. So it's back at the house. Excuse me, I'm
They
sorry.
gonna catch on to her soon though.
I think so. Or not.
Whether it's Danielle's fault or
Depends
not,
on
I
how
think they
she
will.
depends on how far Danielle gets, and depends on how well she defend herself. You really just got to be able to defend yourself.
No shade.
Um, And then it just becomes a matter of who do I trust more, the person defending themselves or the person actually making the accusation. So I
Hmm.
think it depends on it's so many different factors. Probably, I don't know. We're not there. Um. Anyway, they're back at the house. Um. It's motion for Nikki. It's looking like Nikki. Rob's name is floating. Danielle is still trying to float Carolyn. She floats Carolyn to Dylan,
To Brittany.
to Brittany. And Brittany is just, I don't know. Did you feel like Brittany was believing it or not?
Yes, but I don't think that she wanted to act on it because Danielle was actually selling it kind of well, and she did say she was like she brought up your name, and she won Survivor, da 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 da. So, did Carolyn win Survivor?
I
Well,
don't
she was on Survivor. She did well on Survivor, or something like that.
know.
So I think she was just really playing
Or
it
maybe
up.
she did.
I don't remember, but Brittany was like, you might have something with this, and so I don't know if she really believes it 100% or not, but I do think that she is liable to believe it. So yeah, and then I think this is when all those conversations happen about between Ivor and Rob, and then Rob goes to Wes. It's like,
Yeah,
hey, did you bring up my
that's when
name?
that conversation came up.
Right,
They had that
which
conversation.
nasty. So I thought Wes knew. I thought Wes and Derek knew that Rob was a traitor, and that they were just kind of helping him along as faithfuls. Which I thought was kind of weird. But now that I know that they don't know, it makes it all better.
Yeah, I think because so unlike with the Stephanie and Sari first season, Stephanie knowing Sari was a traitor, but was gonna go to the end and then cut. Same with Sandra kind of figured Phaedra was her traitor angel, and see, they knew and they would cut when they had to cut. I don't think Wes and Derek are those type of players that'll
Hmm.
do that because they know that Rob will get them before he, So um, I think Rob was just a little too confident with the Bob the Drag Queen. I think the plan would have went a little bit better had Dylan been the one to initiate and bring it up. But because everybody was still just going Sierra Nikki, he knew that he had to be the person to speak about it in order for it to make it. Because would you imagine if Bob the Drag Queen survived that vote and they had to go back in the turret together? Could you really imagine what
I'm
that
coming for
battle
you.
would have been like?
It would
Like
have been hot.
it would have been steaming hot. So that's that. Okay.
But I'm so sorry. I know that we are way, 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 way past this. But I just gotta say, at the round table when Rob got Bob, he got Bob nasty. He was like,
Oh
he
yeah.
couldn't hide it. I was so upset. I was like, put your hand down. Stop gagging. He was gagged so bad. It was too late. It was over with.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
it
just
was
not.
the way Rob laid it out. Like he
It
laid it
was.
out like I've been watching this person since day one. I mean, like that was a true blind side. That is what you call a blind
He said. He
side.
said. Bob said, "Girl." He said, "I think that is you, Bob." He said, and that was it. Anyways, I just thought about that. I hated that moment.
I loved that.
Justice, justice, justice.
Loved it. Anyway, so we go to the round table and oh, what was that?
What it sound like?
I heard a reverb.
Oh,
Okay. Anyway, we go to the round table, and Bob H immediately calls out Boston Rob. He was just like, "I have watched you, and like that
was
was
it
you move."
was it H or was it Ivor?
No, that was Bob H that was calling him out. I thought it was Bob H.
Well, I know Bob H brought it back to him, but I thought that initially Ivor was the one that put all three names out there on
Oh, okay,
the
okay, okay,
on the
okay. Yeah, you
field.
might be right. You may be right. Okay, so Ivor brought up everybody's names. And then was it Bob H, the one that said he watched him play? Because he was sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
He was sitting
Hmm.
right next to him and was just like, dude, I've watched you play. Like, I know you for your works. And like, this is, I'm putting up that you're a traitor. Like, you're a traitor. Um, I
Because I'm
can't,
not gonna cap. Rob was making a very. He argued his case down
he did.
very well. I believed him. I was like, Jesus, I think he's a faithful.
Not
Oh my
you
God.
believe that you know. Dang.
I was like, I think he's a faithful, y'all. Shoot. Yeah, I
That's,
was like, oh
that's,
my God.
that's a mess. So what do you think about ultimately they got out Nikki? It was so much crying because the Bambies turned on Nikki
I hate
and
that.
I
Well,
do
Nikki was trying to get Sierra out first.
Nikki was trying to get Sierra, but Sierra was not part of the Bambi, so was she?
She's not. Well, no, but I'm just saying because I'm just thinking about Nikki versus Sierra. Really, Nikki was like, "I think you're a traitor," and Sierra's like, "Well, I think you're a traitor." But ultimately, I guess yeah, the Bambies they couldn't. Chriselle felt that her spirit had changed after the previous roundtable, to which I would say, yeah, duh, everybody just tried to vote me out. Of
Right.
course, yeah, my energy's changed. Y'all don't y'all don't care about me like I thought, so y'all are done. The energy's definitely changed. But I don't know. She couldn't convince Cashel. She couldn't convince Gabby, and I think at that point she just gave up and said, "Girl, it is what it is."
Yeah. So Nikki goes out of the door and she's faithful. And now here's the gag. Dylan voted for Gabby. He was just like, y'all are
Why
still
was
getting
that a
swayed.
throwaway?
He was like, but I think it's Gabby. I
Where did
don't know
that come
why
from?
the hell he threw that vote in there for Gabby like that, though. I honestly do not know why he threw that vote in there for Gabby. I
I
was
don't
just
know.
like, what are you doing?
He playing his detective shit.
We'll see. We'll see how that pans out next week. But
Mhm.
we don't get much of the turret. But before they go back upstairs, before they call it a night, Dylan does make sure to let Carolyn know that Danielle has been floating your name around. And I'm trying hard to convince her that it's not you. And Carolyn is like, tell her to bring it on. Like, put it on the round table. I'm like, come on, Carolyn, come on.
I
I
live.
want
I
to
love
see
it.
what
I love it.
you
I love
got.
it. If
I
Carolyn is the last trader out of here, I like to win the show.
mm,
Fantastic. Um, I do hate how the traders are turning on each other so quickly. It's falling apart so fast, and I
But
hate that.
here's the thing, we've never had a turret full of gamers, of just gamers. There's always at least one regular person in that turret. And I
Mm,
feel like Bob the Drag Queen is still a gamer because there has to be some type of strategy in Drag Race. Like it's something. It's still a competition show.
um,
So
I mean, the strategy is don't fuck it up. No, I was playing. In all honesty, I don't really know if there's necessarily a strategy to Drag Race, but I know that you have to have a good amount of mental fortitude to put yourself through that experience.
mhm.
Um, so that just goes to show
Yes.
how
So
mentally.
boom. Yes, you're right. Cameras and things like that. Because all of the other people that we have had maybe have been, used to the cameras, but not used to the strategizing. Or like
Mm,
season one, we had regular people in the castle, and Christian was just a regular schmegler person to us, known to us. Well, and then we found out he was an actor or whatever. Actually, really was an actor and stuff like that. But I don't think he was used to something on this type of scale. So
yeah,
I don't know. It feels this go round like we have real gamers in the
it's a lot
turret,
more cutthroat.
and it's a lot more, personalities and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. But Traders, it keeps getting better and better. I do know
It
one thing.
does.
We still got a lot of people in this castle, and we're moving to episode 5. And we didn't get leave off with a murder. We don't know who they were thinking about. I believe next week is gonna be a big blow up in that turret. Like we're gonna start off with a big blow up. I think Curlin is at her wits end, and she's about to spaz out.
No shade.
And I'm here for it.
Do you think
Ready?
they're going to bring a fourth traitor?
I don't think they're gonna bring in another fourth traitor. But then again, they might. They might let them recruit again. We'll see.
We'll see.
I think it'd be too early to recruit again.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's time for like a double murder, double
I was
banish.
Ellen. I'd be like, y'all are doing terrible. I'm getting y'all some more help. Wes, come in here. I want Wes to be a traitor. I do.
Now I do wonder because there's still so many people in the event that they were to recruit again, would they do the you can recruit and they can decline, or would they do the like they did
Murder.
Kate last year? Either you are recruited or you're murdered.
All right.
So I don't know which way they'll probably go, but we'll see. Um, that's about all I can give y'all. Uh, it was really good. I'm looking forward to next week. Hopefully, we'll both be feeling better and over whatever bugs and issues it is that we have. Um, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. I'm your girl Shay.
I'm your boy Malik.
We'll see y'all in the next one.
Don't forget to like.
Oh, yeah. See, sorry. Don't forget to like this video, especially since we pushed through in sickness and in health for you
Yeah,
guys.
that's a
Like the
balance.
video on your way out for us. Hit that subscribe button. And if you have not already, hit that notification bell button so you know when the next video drops. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.